Hello guys, my name is Madhur and welcome to my channel. This is the 56th tutorial in the series of tutorials on Unix shell scripting. In this tutorial, we are going to do something interesting for a change, and we are going to build a script that will check every minute whether a user has logged in or not. And it will also report whenever the user logs in, along with the time that the user was late in logging in, right? So we have to cover a lot of ground, so I won't waste any time, and I'll bring up my editor. And I've saved this file in the home folder. It's called check and has the extension sh. So the first thing that we'll have to do in the script is we'll have to ask the user of the script to provide us the username of the user for which the script is supposed to wait, right? So that I'm going to do by typing echo on line 1, and the message that we will display is enter username, right? And on the next line, I'll type in read and store the input in a variable called log name. And next, I'm going to declare a variable called time, and I'm going to give it the value 0. And this I'm doing because I want the script to start with the assumption that the user has already logged in, right? So if that's the case, then obviously we can't say that the user, is late by any time at all. And even if we are going to display a message in such a case, we are just going to say that the user was 0 minutes late in logging in, right? So that's why I've initialized it, with the value 0. And next, I'm going to type in two keywords, while and then true. Now, this is different. In this course, whenever we've used the while loop, we've always put a test condition after the keyword while. But this time, I've typed in the keyword true here, and that's because I want while to do whatever's going to be there in its body for as long as, it does not encounter either the exit statement or the break statement, right? So this you do when you are sure that you are going to use some sort of termination statement in the body of the loop. And if you do not use exit or break, and if you replace a test condition with the keyword true, then while will just keep on executing, and that sort of loop is known as infinite loop. And that's something that we'll discuss probably later. But in order to get inside the body of the while loop, I'll have to type in the keyword do, and that goes on line 7. And next, I'm going to type in who, because who is going to tell me the users that have already logged in the system, right? So the output of who will become the input of grep, because we are going to use grep to check whether the user whose username is stored in the variable log name is to be found in the output of who or not, right? So grep space $log name, and since this is going to be a string, I'm going to put it within double quotes. And since I do not want grep to show unnecessary lines of text on screen if the pattern was found, I'm going to redirect the output of the grep operation to a file in the dev directory, and the file is called null, right? So this will avoid the unnecessary printing of text on screen. Now I'm going to use if to check the exit status of the operation on line 8. And if the exit status is 0, that means that grep could find the user in the output of who. And if the exit status is 1, then that means that the user hasn't logged in yet. So we are going to check the exit status by typing in $!eq 0, and that's going to be the test condition for the if block. And in order to get inside the body of the if block, I'll type in the keyword then, and I'm gonna use echo to display a message $log name has logged in. All right, and we will also have to display the time that the user took in logging in, and that we should do only if the time is not equal to 0, right? Because it doesn't really make much sense if we display a message like the user was 0 minutes late in logging in. Only if the time has some other value like 2 minutes or 3 minutes, or let's say 70 minutes, it makes sense to display the time. So I'm going to check for the value of time by typing in another if statement, and the test condition for this one is going to be if $time is not equal to 0, then we'll display a message using echo that $log name was $time minutes late in logging in. All right, and Well, we'll terminate the inner if block by typing in the keyword fi, and after we've done this, that is after we've displayed the message that the user has logged in, and after we've displayed the time, we obviously do not want the script to do anything else. So that's why I'm going to type in the keyword exit, and this exit statement is going to be a part of the outer if. And well, we are done with the if block of the outer if block. Now we have to type in the statements for the else block, and the first thing that we are going to do in else is we are going to increment the time variable. And this is because if this entire thing does not execute, that is if the exit status of this command on line 8 is 1, then the else block will execute. And this is where we have to increment the time variable, because for the next iteration we do not want the value of time to be 0, we want it to be 1, right? And I hope you guys are getting the point that I'm trying to make here. And of course I'm going to use expr to increment the time variable, so $time plus 1, and I'm going to put this expression within reverse quotes. And then since I want the loop to check for the user 60 seconds later or a minute later, I'm going to type in the keyword sleep and then 60, right? So the next thing that the loop is going to do, that is it's going to check again whether log name could be found in the output of who. That's going to be the next thing that the loop is going to do, and it's going to do that after 60 seconds, right? So that's it. And now we can move out of the outer if block by typing in the keyword fi. And well, next I just have to type in the keyword done, because we are done with the script. I'll save the file and I'll bring up my terminal, and I'll execute the script by typing in sh space check.sh, because that's the name of the file. And when I press the enter key, the script asks me for a username. And if you guys remember, in the last tutorial we created a user account, and the username for that account was new user2. So that's the username with which I'm going to check the script. And when I press the enter key, you see that the cursor blinks on the next line, and I don't have my prompt anymore. And let's wait for a couple of minutes, because I want you guys to see some value for the time variable. And meanwhile we can walk through the script again. The first thing that we did is on line 1 we used echo to ask the user of the script to provide us a username, and then we stored the input in the variable log name, and then we declared and initialized a variable called time, and we gave the value 0. And then on line 6 we have two keywords, while and true, and we have true here instead of a test condition, because we want everything that's there between the do keyword and the done keyword to keep on executing as long as the exit statement is not encountered, right? And on line 8 I have who, and who is going to tell me the people who have already logged in. And if the user for which we are waiting, if the user could be found in the output of who, then we are going to execute the if block. And if he could not be found, then we're just going to increment our time variable, and we are going to delay the execution of the next iteration of the loop by 60 seconds, right? And inside this if block, we are first using echo to display a message like the user has logged in, and then we are checking for the value of the time variable. If the time variable is not equal to 0, only in that case we are displaying a message that the user was $time minutes late in logging in, and that's it's just going to display the value of the time variable, the current value. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another terminal window, and I'm going to use sudo login to log in with the new user2 account. And when I press the enter key, I'm asked for my password, so I'll type in my password, and then it asks me to type in the username of the account with which I want to log in, and that's new user2. When I press the enter key, it asks me for the password for the account, and I'll type in the password. When I press the enter key, you see that I get a new prompt, and this prompt tells me that I've logged in with new user2. When I minimize this window, you see that I get the message new user2 has logged in, and new user2 was 3 minutes late in logging in, right? So it took us 3 minutes to open a new terminal window and then log in with the other account. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about in this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we are going to improve this script, and there's a lot that can be done with the script, and we're not going to learn any new technique, but I'm just going to make the script more efficient. So see you guys in the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this one, and please subscribe to my channel.